Hello and welcome to Diablo 3 Status Update, episode number 17, and today we're going to talk about why we shouldn't be afraid of gold farmers. Not that they're a good thing, don't get me wrong, the people that try to monopolize the economy always come off as the bad guys and don't seem to generally benefit our play experience, but we can avoid falling victim to them and having our gameplay experience ruled or ruined by their presence and their practices. Now remember, I'm coming from a World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XI players and a MMORPG player's perspective. So I'm going to go over a few things right quick, a few reasons why they shouldn't ruin our experience compared to a traditional games. The first reason is privacy. We make our own games in Diablo. We make our games and we make them public or private. We invite who we want to them, and if you aren't on the invite list for that game, then you can go in the woods and fuck yourself. You're not invited. This is our party. So that's reason number one. There's no real rare spawns, and if there were, well, they're in our game world. The treasure in my game is for me to go out and get, and I'm not going to invite you into my game. So if they're going to farm, they have to go farm someplace by themselves. The second region is the auction house region lock. This is a kind of a big concern because whenever you create an account, even though the game is region free, the game is locked to a regional auction house. Now I'm not sure how strict the Blizzard's going to be on this, but based on their partnership with PayPal and cracking down on it with them, I think that we have a good chance of seeing some productive restrictions in place there. And I think that Blizzard is going to try to go the extra mile to prevent it, to prevent intercontinental trafficking of Diablo 3 related goods, especially because goods that you get on a character that you have on X server cannot go to Y auction house. So people playing in China would have to play on North American servers with horrible lag and all the other inherent problems that come with it. So the next reason I have for you is a big one, and this is the Warden. I don't know if you guys knew about Glider. Glider was a bot for World of Warcraft back in the day, and it was on par. Like, this thing was fucking insane. I had a friend of mine in high school that used to use this all the time to farm with. I'd walk in, I looked at it, it literally did everything. I watched him watch this, and he said, "Come here, look at this." I sat down and watched for 5 minutes. I couldn't tell that it wasn't a real person playing this thing at its peak. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point I'm getting at is it bypassed Warden, and you had to pay a certain number of dollars a month for it. It was one of the only programs out there that would bypass the Warden and not be completely useless in helping you out in the game. It is so hard and so rare for a program to beat the Warden and be popularized and used on a mass level. And even if it does, taken from the Warden's example, the Warden faced a full-blown lawsuit from Blizzard. Blizzard won. Warden's been offline for years. Warden was published by a company called MDY Industries, and Blizzard now owns the trademark name MDY Industries. So no one can ever come back and make a Warden program, or a Warden beating program, or a botting program with that company name ever again. It's gone, it's done, and Blizzard owns it. So, moving on to reason number 4, the big reason, plurality. Plurality. What do I mean by plurality? I mean that there's a lot of players out there that want to play the game and have fun. There are a lot of players out there that want to make money, whatever, etc., etc. But it gets to a point where if they're saturating our markets with items, then the item is only going to be worth so much. And if the item becomes useless because there's so many, or worthless because there's so many of them on the market, then that's totally fine. That's totally fine because then no one makes money. Like, yeah, it'll suck initially, but in the long term, it doesn't affect anyone. It means that we all get those items at a ridiculously cheap rate, and we can sell our own items at a cheap rate. If we can't get those items to sell to make money, that is totally fine. That's totally fine. I can just throw in a couple dollars here and there and get the item out. Because if they oversaturate the market, it will inherently become worthless. So, in conclusion, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like my videos if you like them. It really means a lot to someone like me who's just starting making these videos. And I will be back tomorrow with an episode of The Mailroom, so please leave me your questions, comments, concerns, and general feedback in the comments to this video and a YouTube message to me, or at Twitter at MacX10, MACKXTEN, and I'll get back to you on tomorrow's video, The Mailroom. Have a great night. Bye-bye.